Well, National Ag Week is, of course, a time to celebrate successes of our industry, but also to talk about the industry's priorities going forward. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock joins us now from our Washington, D.C. studio on that subject. Sarah?
Well, thanks, Janet. Well, after that heartbreaking story of just all the news coming out of the Midwest right now, we turn to hopefully a little bit more of a hopeful picture here in Washington. We heard from a group of young folks just yesterday here at National Ag Day, those folks being honored for the contribution they're making to the future of agriculture. And you know, the hopeful message that they brought here wasn't just about agriculture, the industry they hope to move into. It was also about rural communities and just the things that can be done to kind of move conversations forward around being part of those communities. And you know, these kids are really taking on the question of solving problems and looking to be at the forefront of some of those tough conversations.
The more we can break down those walls between, you know, urban and rural, between, you know, the stereotypes and that kind of thing, just that open communication, I think, is really important. That those of us from the, you know, middle of nowhere, South Dakota, don't just look at everyone from the city as, you know, vegans with the most negative connotation of the word that you can imagine, or, you know, city slickers, those labels that we put on things. And, you know, that people from cities don't just think all of us are, you know, so out of touch and or ignorant or, you know, whatever labels I'm sure are placed on us.
A really important unifying message there from some of these young folks who are talking to lawmakers, they're talking to policymakers here in Washington, asking for that kind of support and really wanting to be at the crux of this conversation between, you know, folks in rural America, the folks that are experiencing all the challenges that face the ag industry right now, and, you know, the urban counterpart, the folks that, you know, in a lot of cases here in Washington have the resources that we need to get through some of these challenging times. So a hopeful message here from Washington that, you know, these conversations are going forward and there's lots of attention being given to agriculture right now. And there's definitely advocates here speaking on behalf of America's farmers and ranchers. We'll be following these stories and, you know, all the stories that are really taking over Washington in a lot of ways right now. But until then, back to you.
Well, thanks for the update, Sarah. Well, stay with us, of course.